Hey everyone, I'm back. Filling in's back. Yep, yeah, been a while, been busy, doing stand-up, work, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But, yep, ready to talk about movies and Walking Dead and other stuff, but Walking Dead I'll get to later. Right now, let me talk about probably, I guess, the first technically horror movie of October this year, Gone Girl. I don't think it's so much of a horror film as it is a thriller or a mystery movie, right? But either way, it's got its scares. Oh, this is a messed up movie. Gone Girl is probably like one of the most messed up movies I've seen in a while, and since the movie was directed by David Fincher, it's no surprise there. But yeah, okay, I know it's based on a book. It's based on the book of the same name by Gillian Flynn, or Gillian Flynn. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but apparently the author also wrote the script for this movie. So maybe this movie is adapted very closely to the book. I don't know. I keep hearing stuff how it deviates from the book a bit because in terms of narrative structure, I guess. So who knows? Anyway. So I don't know. I mean, this makes me just want to read the book of it at some point. I mean, I remember reading a lot anyway, but yeah, it makes me want to read the book. But I mean, I don't know what drew me to this movie at first. I mean, at first I didn't think I was gonna go see it because I wanted to read the book first before watching this movie. But I just felt like seeing it anyway because I like David Fincher movies. I mean, well, I've liked David Fincher movies since I started since The Social Network. I mean, when I first saw The Social Network, I mean that's what got me into Facebook because I thought Facebook was a completely different thing, but then I realized I was totally wrong and it's something else entirely. So yeah, The Social Network got me interested in Facebook, and eventually I did read that book that it was apparently based on. Now I know it's by Ben Mesrick. The Accidental Billionaires, yeah. And after The Social Network, then there's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And I read the book first before that, yeah, and I love that. I love the book, and I love the Swedish movie, and I love the American movie. I hope David Fincher gets to do Girl Who Played with Fire and Girl Who Kicks the Hornet's Nest soon, please. But anyway, yeah, Gone Girl. I just went and saw it because I liked it. Like I said, I like David Fincher movies. I mean, I like The Social Network. I like Girl with Dragon Tattoo, and I like the movies they did beforehand. Like I like Fight Club. I tolerate Alien 3. I haven't seen The Game. I haven't seen Panic Room. I've seen Fight Club. I haven't read the book yet for that, but yeah, David Fincher movies. I don't know. I guess maybe because he's done music videos, sometimes these movies he does, they seem like they're shot like a music video, like the low-key lighting, dirty and grimy, or even if it's a brightly lit area, it's you see all these kinds of shadows, creasing around people's faces or in the environment or something, and yeah, that seems to be the case with a lot of David Fincher movies. I mean, maybe not so much with The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, because it's kind of like a fantasy. I mean, it's a fantasy movie, so it's like brightly lit no matter where it is. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, yeah. With Gone Girl, though, yeah, there's a lot of David Fincherisms that people have seen in the last couple of years. I don't know if that's the case with House of Cards. I haven't watched that either, but. Yeah, there's a lot of lighting. Yeah, it's common with other Fincher movies, and it works in this case. Trying to capture that tone, the atmosphere of the kind of story that this movie's trying to do based on this book. But yeah, and the music, because the same guys that David Fincher has worked with since The Social Network, Trent Reznor, and Atticus Ross. I believe those are the names of the musicians. But yeah, the music is perfect. And again, like with Social Network and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, captures the moments perfectly. Always manages to emphasize on the key moments that you're supposed to be paying attention to in this movie. But so as for what the movie's about, because this is a mystery movie, I don't know if I should make any spoilers here or not. Dave, what do you think? Do you think it'd be good to make any spoilers for in this case, since it's a mystery?
No, I'd let them alone.
But I mean, for those who already read the book or already seen the movie, though.
Yeah, then in that case, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Well, okay. Basically, the gist of this movie is that a guy played by Ben Affleck is accused of murdering and/or kidnapping his wife. I mean, at first, it seems like she's randomly kidnapped and/or killed, but then there are many different several clues pointing that he did it. And you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. He did not kill. He did not kill and/or kidnap his wife. Okay. Spoiler alert. There. He did not do it. I know it's not good to spoil this kind of a good mystery movie, but you know what? This movie's so messed up that I just gotta put that out there. And I say messed up in a really strange, good, peculiar type of way, you know? Something like you get from David Lynch, or, well, in this case, David Fincher. And, but basically, the whole idea is that, well, everyone in this, almost every character in this story is not who they appear to be. I mean, Ben Affleck's character, he appears to be the devoted husband, the hard-working guy, but secretly, he is just as fallible as you expect of a man. He has his weaknesses, like, you know, he has an affair or two with some women on the side of his marriage, and yeah, they seem to be focusing a lot on the negative qualities on Ben Affleck's character, but not in a way that makes him the villain here. It just shows that really he's the good guy here, but he's not perfect. I guess that's part of the idea of what this story is trying to do. It shows that not everything is what it seems, and not everyone is as perfect as they look, as they appear to be, or as they claim to be, or as they try to be. And just seeing Ben Affleck's character, he's really going through the ringer here. He's having his personal and public life just straight up eviscerated in so many different ways. Through his in-laws, through the media, through his neighbors, through his friends and family. It's just, wow, there's just so much that this guy can take, and he still manages to come out on top. And Rosamund Pike's character, oh boy, she would give Catherine Trammell a run for her money. The way that this story pans out, it kind of makes me think of Basic Instinct mixed with Blue Velvet in a way. She is so calculating here, just so calculating. She plans out everything, lays it all out, and sees it fall perfectly into place. But what she doesn't seem to account for is what would happen afterwards exactly. I mean, she thinks she has an idea of what would happen afterwards after framing her husband and everything. Because, yeah, like I said, Ben Affleck's character, Nick Dunn, he didn't do it. So, but yeah, the way she planned it all out and her motivations for doing it. It also kind of reminds me, also of Side Effects. See, like, Rosamund Pike's character, Amy, she's she's like the heiress to a fortune because her parents or her. I don't know. It wasn't made clear to me exactly. I might have to rewatch the movie or maybe read the book or something. Yeah, she made a lot of her or her parents made a lot of money based on stories based around her or something like that. They're called Amazing Amy, and her parent, yeah, because of the whole, I guess, recent economic troubles that they take into account here. Yeah, her parents nearly lose their fortune. They have to tap into her trust fund, so she nearly runs out, and then she almost really runs out of money when they move to Nick Dunn's hometown to take care of his mom before she dies. And she really hates her husband for that. That and he's cheating on her. So she puts this plan into motion to frame him for her murder and / disappearance. And she'd run off somewhere and fake her death so that her husband will be convicted of murder and he'll get killed because the movie's set in Missouri and they have the death penalty there. Yeesh. I mean, that is seriously messed up. I mean, whew boy, that is messed up right there. I mean, okay, yeah, I can understand wanting to get back at the husband for cheating and for using up the rest of your money, but is it really worth killing them? I don't know. I'm not gonna exactly comment on that. All I'm gonna say is I don't know. So yeah, that is messed up right there. But still, she doesn't exactly plan how exactly she'd go about after everything has transpired, because then yeah, shit really starts to hit the fan for her, because then she gets attacked by a bunch of people. They rob her of her money, and then she goes to Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, when in doubt, go to Neil Patrick Harris. I'm sure there's a bro code How I Met Your Mother joke in there somewhere. And yeah, I can understand that I wasn't sure what Neil Patrick Harris's character was going to be like, because when I heard he was going to be in this movie, I don't know what his character was going to be like. And the times that I see him in this movie, I didn't know what to make of him. But then you get to see more of him later on in the movie, and oh man, all I could think of is just poor Neil Patrick Harris's character, because he also went through the ringer too, because she's so messed up, and like she accuses her past boyfriends of assault or rape or anything, and apparently Harris's character was in a mental institution for a while or something like that. I don't know. And yet, despite what she put him through previously, if that's true, he's still so nice to her. I'm like, oh, dude, can't you see she's using you? But I guess that's the idea, that's the whole point. But still, and at first the movie made it seem like his character knew more than she was letting on, and I thought he was smarter than that, I guess. But I mean, he had security cameras all around his lake house, for crying out loud. But I guess that's not the case here, and he paid for his mistakes. So, and Tyler Perry's character, oh man. You know, I mean, I understand a lot of the criticism going towards Tyler Perry, and I haven't seen a lot of Tyler Perry comedies. I've just only seen movies that he's had bit roles in, so I don't know too much about that. But he was awesome in this. I mean, whatever criticism he gets, I think some of that should be taken back, because this movie here, he did real good with this. Yeah, they might as well. He might as well have been acting out like something from Samuel Jackson or Idris Elba or something. I don't know, but he did really good here. He's smart. He's calculating. He's basically like, yeah, he's like a male version of Rosamund Pike's character if he was good, you know, if he was a good guy. But yeah, and the way that the movie ends, it's like so surprising, and like I'm like, no, it can't end this way. And again, I don't know if the book ended this way either. I don't know. So, but the way that it ends, it kind of reminds me of Watchmen in a way. Like, okay, Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike, Rosamund Pike frames Neil Patrick Harris for all the crimes, whatever, and she kills him. Yeah, that was a surprise move right there. And Rosamund Pike tells Ben Affleck that she's pregnant with his kid, and Ben Affleck is like, no, I'm gonna leave you. But then he's, at the same time, he's like, ah, crap, I'm gonna have a kid, and I don't want this kid, and I love kids, and I don't want this kid to end up hating me because I left her, and him or her. So he decides to stick around for the greater good, and plus, all public opinion is on their side because they believe that, yeah, she was kidnapped and they had troubles in their marriage, but now they're working it out and everything seems honky-dory. But only Ben Affleck's character's sister, I can't remember her name, Tyler Perry, and the main lady cop, they know what's really going on, but they got no proof exactly to prove otherwise. So he sticks around for the greater good. Kind of like the end of Watchmen, when all the superheroes, after several locations in the world, got destroyed by an alien attack, even though it wasn't an alien, it was a genetic monster created to self-destruct around various places around the world. They decide instead of exposing the evil mastermind for what he did, they decide, oh, well, just go along with it because it's for the greater good, for world peace and everything. And same thing goes here. Ben Affleck decides to stick around so that he can stay and love the kid, and that everything will all seem hunky-dory and everything will pan out better for them. But I really like what the themes of this movie were trying to go with, like honesty, suburban life, and the working life and everything. It really meshes them well together, and I really think that it makes what I like to call like something like, I don't know, maybe just like the first scary movie in theaters in October this year. So, but yeah, definitely go check it out, and I definitely want to go check the book out. So, yeah. Gone Girl. See ya. Hey there, Phil here again for filling in. Okay, welcome to the first the Walking Dead vlogs. So I'm gonna be talking about season 5 of Walking Dead, and after season 5's over, we might get into the other seasons later. But yeah, Walking Dead is my favorite show of all time. I've been watching it since the beginning, and I read the comics beforehand. I did read some of the comics before the show started, and I'm almost caught up. I'm on to, I think, volume 18 or 19 of the 6-issue trades now. But yeah, The Walking Dead, again, my favorite show. I love the characters. I love the story. I love the actors' portrayals of the characters. I love the direction that the show and the comics take. I've played the Telltale game, though I might want to get the Game of the Year edition just for, I guess, completion's sake. I've read the first 2 Walking Dead novels, Rise of the Governor and Road to Woodbury. I'm on Fall of the Governor right now, Fall of the Governor Part 1. And I'm just going to get this out of the way. I did play some of Walking Dead Survival Instinct, but I just gave up after 15 minutes of it because that game just sucks. It really, really sucks. And whatever the next Walking Dead TV show game, I understand Overkill's doing it. I haven't played the Payday games, but I hear they're really good, so maybe this will transition well for Walking Dead. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And I also have my own Walking Dead fan group called the Governor's Army. Yeah, the Governor's my favorite Walking Dead character. I know he was only in the comic for about maybe at least 20 some issues, but he did have a whole series of novels based around him. And yeah, he was in the show for 2 seasons. David Morrissey, awesome actor, and he did the Governor so well. Yeah, and I have a whole bunch of favorite characters from that show, and such great moments from the show and the comic. It's awesome. It's one of the best things ever. So yeah, Walking Dead season 5. Yeah, like with other seasons of Walking Dead, I was eagerly waiting for this, and I didn't get to watch it exactly at 9 o'clock when it premiered. I was doing stand-up at the Cove, but yeah, I recorded it on my TV, and seeing the first episode of season 5 of Walking Dead. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I did have a Walking Dead-esque radio show when I was in college for my senior year. It was called Governor Time. Yeah, sounds more like a political talk show from what my co-host Steve told me, but whatever. Anyway, Walking Dead season 5. Seeing the first episode of season 5, the way that season 4 ended, I didn't think that it was going to end that way. It was going to end on such a cliffhangery type of thing. I mean, I understand some of the seasons of Walking Dead kind of ended in a sort of cliffhanger manner. I mean, okay, the first season wasn't so much a cliffhanger. It was sort of like a closure for the first season. I mean, the CDC explodes, they escape onto their next destination, which would probably be Fort Benning, I guess. And season 2, the way that season 2 ended, that was sort of a cliffhanger right there. The barn was destroyed, and they're all plotting their next move, I guess. And the prison is looming on the horizon. And the way season 3 ended wasn't so much. That was sort of a closure thing too. Like, the governor lost the battle at the prison. He killed his whole army, and everyone is living at the prison now. The way that season 4 ended, that was a cliffhanger too. So I guess it's kind of like the odd seasons are sort of closure endings, and the even seasons are cliffhanger endings, if that makes sense. So the way that season 5 opens up, it's kind of like it just automatically continues where season 4 left off. They're all in the trail. They're all in the train car, and they're plotting to get out. Oh, and fun fact: at the end of season 4, when Rick said that they were screwing with the wrong people, yeah, that kind of evokes a line from the comic. They're fucking with the wrong people. Apparently, this is from what I heard. I understand that AMC couldn't add in the F-bomb there, but in the DVD, of season 4, which I've yet to get, I get the first 3 seasons on DVD. In the DVD of season 4, Rick actually does say the actual line from the comic, "They're fucking with the wrong people." So I'm excited to see that, and I will maybe I can find that on YouTube or something. But yeah, season 5 immediately picks up where season 4 left off. They're in the train car, and they're planning to get out. It's amazing. They're making makeshift weapons out of whatever they could find. I mean, there's wood in there too, apparently, and they're making stakes, and they're making weapons out of their belts. It's amazing what they can do now. But I guess the Terminians planned for this, so they throw tear gas in, and they got them all on a feeding trough so they can kill them or whatever. And just another little fun fact: Robin Lord Taylor, the guy who plays Penguin in Gotham, yeah, he was also in He was in this episode of Walking Dead, and he was in Walking Dead previously as well in season 4. Rick and Carol encountered him, and his girlfriend Anna. His girlfriend Anna died, but it was unsure what happened to Sam afterwards. But I guess now we know what happened to him. I am kind of wondering what did happen to him in between seasons. But anyway, yeah. So his character gets killed. Yeah, they have them all lined up. They hit him over there with baseball bats, slice their throats, and yeah, his character is the first to go. So I guess since Gotham couldn't handle Penguin, The Walking Dead picked up the slack and they took care of it. Way to go, Walking Dead. But anyway, and Bob tries to plead with the leader, Gareth, that, hey, you don't have to do this, there's a cure in DC, but I guess they already had this little powwow beforehand, so I guess it doesn't make much of a difference now. Then there's an explosion, and it's revealed that Carol caused it. Carol and Tyrese were still looking for Terminus. They come upon a cabin, and they realize that their friends have been kidnapped by the Terminians. So it's basically a battle between Rick's group, a herd of zombies, and the Terminians. And it's basically just all chaos here. It's just all chaos as they try to figure their way out. They're fighting through zombies. They're fighting the Terminus people. And you're also starting to realize why the Terminus people are like this. They do show a flashback, then and then now. They start to show what things were like before then. And I'm kind of wondering, though, in this case, if they're going to continue with this flashback stuff. I know that Arrow does it, revealing Oliver Queen's 5 years that he was missing. So I don't know if this is going to be like that with Walking Dead for this season, that they're going to be doing flashbacks of how the Terminus people became like this. And yeah, when Denise Crosby's character gets killed, yeah, take that Denise Crosby. That's what you get for being a villain in Star Trek or whatever. I don't know. Insert Denise Crosby joke here. I'm not trying to make fun of Denise Crosby. I'm just trying to make a pop culture reference because she was in Pet Sematary and Star Trek and a bunch of other stuff. But it's very well done here. This whole episode is very well done. I mean, yeah, they managed to make it through. They all get together in the end, and they proceed to go forward and plan their next move. It's great to see all of them together because you saw them all apart in the second half of season 4, and they all get together. Almost all of them get together at the end of season 4. But now, at the end, all of them are together. All of them. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen next with them. I might talk a bit about how I am going to talk a bit about how this relates with the comic because, see, from what I gather, the Terminus people, I'm thinking they're based on the Hunters, and with the Hunters, the Hunters in the comics, there were a group of people who, well, tried to survive the zombie apocalypse, but then had gone insane and started eating their own people. So I guess that's what happens with the Terminus group here. But see, in the case of the show, as far as the show is concerned, they're actually showing, or at least maybe starting to show, what caused them to be like this, because they were, I guess, good people at one point, and they were dealing with abusive powers that be. So eventually they rose up against the group before that were abusing them and everything, and now they've sort of just continuing the cycle, I guess. They're just living by the code that they set for themselves. You're either cattle or or the butcher. So, and I guess that applies to everyone here, or really for the idea of the show and the whole Walking Dead story, comics, video games, show, anything else. It goes for the whole thing, because they have to decide whether they're going to be a victim or they're going to be the attacker, I guess. So it really goes into this here, and the group has to make decisions, but they're doing it for their own survival here. And basically, yeah, that's what the whole idea of The Walking Dead is, surviving the zombie apocalypse as it continues on. And again, it makes me excited for what's going to happen next. And of course, and spoiler alert, Morgan's back. Yep, after the credits, yeah, Rick he looked at one of those sanctuary terminus signs and covered up the words and wrote "no," so it looked like "no sanctuary," warning people of terminus. And yeah, I definitely want to stay there way too if I was coming across that place. But yeah, Morgan stumbles across Rick's sign because I guess Morgan is now looking for Rick. So that means Morgan's going to be appearing in this season. I'm excited because I just love seeing Morgan, you know? I mean, you only get to see him in one episode of season 1, the first episode, and an episode of season 3. I had heard he was going to appear in season 4, but that proved to be untrue. But he is going to appear in future seasons, and now he's going to appear in season 5. I hope we're going to see more of Morgan. I hope then we'll see everyone truly together. Oh yeah, there was Beth too. I can't believe I forgot about Beth. So yeah, Morgan and Beth. I guess that's the only two left yet to join the group, and I hope that happens soon. It was so great seeing Morgan, even though it was for a few seconds. It was great seeing him, and I think he shaved off more of his hair this time. He looks more bald than before, but yeah, it was great seeing Morgan again. So I can't wait to see what the rest of the season is going to pan out like. So until next time, I'm Phil, and this is Filling In. See ya.